Alright, guys. Welcome to the rest of the relics. This is going to be the rest of the relics that I have, which is just like we're missing one of them, which we might come back and do a playthrough, another playthrough on the game to get the last relic. Cause I think it's on like part. I think it's on like chapter. I think I want to say it's chapter 4 or chapter 3. It's on. But yeah, we could definitely, when we go back and we speedrun the game, we'll go back and we'll try and find that one. But yeah, guys, this is gonna be the rest of the other relics that I have, and the ones that we didn't go through whenever in the main series of the game. So yeah, guys, y'all are excited to listen to them. Let's go ahead and do that. So like I said before in the other episodes of this. Also, we are here live on Kick too, so if y'all want to watch us live on Kick, which we're actually about to be live on Rust after this, on Kick, which actually doesn't make any sense that I'm saying that because this is going to be uploaded after that, so it doesn't make any sense, but yeah. If y'all want to see anything else, or if y'all just want to rewatch the Rust content that's about to be up on Kick, y'all can also do that too, because it's going to be on Kick. I might record some of it for YouTube, I'm not sure. Rust isn't really a game you record for YouTube, really. It's more of a game that I would just play on Kick, because it's got some, like, people talk about some shit that's just a little too much, even for an 18 plus channel, which is crazy. So yeah, guys. And we'll definitely catch y'all over there. If y'all come in for another stream, or y'all come in for a stream when we're streaming just Rust again, we're probably gonna end up doing it quite often again because I want to get back into that. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into this shit. Oh yeah, also forget, I'm such a dumbass. If you enjoy the episodes and also you enjoyed the series of the DarkNess, that is also gonna be linked. The first episode will be linked in the top of this somewhere, and yeah, some of your thoughts, and I hope y'all enjoy the series. Let me know if y'all want to see anything else like this game that y'all know of, or if y'all would like to what's it called, see Evolve, which is a game I want to play, which I'm most likely going to stream too, but if y'all would like to see episodes on it, and also if y'all would like to see what's it called, Doom too. I plan on playing Doom. Definitely going to stream that too, and if y'all would like to see YouTube episodes on that, I will also make YouTube episodes on that. But yeah, hopefully you guys definitely will enjoy all that too, or want content on it. But yeah, if you like this shit too, make sure to give us a like, and if you want to see more content like this, make sure to give us a little subscription. So yeah, appreciate you guys, and let's get into these relics.
This is, well, it's a thumbscrew. I don't really know what else to tell you. I mean, this thing is definitely giving off dark energy. But again, we're talking about a device that was used to torture people by slowly crushing their fingers. I'd be scared if it wasn't giving off nasty vibes. What? You want more? Sure. Just give me a second. Okay, I got something. From what I can divine, this thing goes back like 400 years. It was used on a host who was imprisoned by the Brotherhood. Chances are that dark energy I'm picking up is a taint left by the darkness. Meaning this isn't just any thumbscrew, it's an evil thumbscrew, so it hurts more. Maybe. Oh, that's still not enough. Okay, fine. This is the infamous Black Thumb. In 1631, it single-handedly ripped and raped its way across the English countryside, leaving behind a trail of bloody bastards and broken dreams. Never has the world seen such carnage. Pray it never will again. Yes, I am being sarcastic. No, I don't want you to kill me. Okay, I'll shut up now.
Oh my god. Sorry guys, if y'all can hear me smacking. I was eating some voodoo. Oh my god, bro. Bro, it was fucking hilarious.
What you're holding is the very first artistic interpretation of the darkness. Or as it was known then, he who comes with the night. Not the catchiest of names, but pretty good when you consider that most people are still living in caves. Anyway, At this point in history, Cain, Adam's son, as in the Garden of Eden, first guy to ever walk the earth, Adam, had dealt with most of the demons and assorted nasties that still roam the world. But no one had faced the darkness yet. See, God protected Cain from the darkness by making him unkillable. It was a great plan. If you happen to be Cain, everyone else, not so much. Murder didn't stop just because Cain ran out of brothers to bludgeon, so the darkness still had plenty of souls to latch onto. Some legends suggest the darkness was first carried by a son of Lilith. Others say it was a Nephilim, but I don't buy that one. We'd all be dead if that was the case. Not that it matters. Okay, whoever was, through him, the darkness raped, ravaged, and generally fucked things up. Only the Angelus had the power to face the darkness. All Cain could do was warn people. So he sculpted 12 of these statues, entrusting them to 12 holy men. They carried these statues across the land, spreading word of he who comes with the night. But the darkness did not want to be known. Within a year, it had devoured all 12 of them. The statues were gone, shattered, or lost to time. Well, until now, apparently.
Hey. Well, I found one. I mean, I'm already shut down, so, it's not like it's so much harm to me.
This isn't the first time the Brotherhood has tried to take the darkness. Yeah, things look bleak right now, but believe it or not, they've done worse. A lot worse. It was a long time ago. So far back, no one knew the Brotherhood even existed. They'd been around, but necessity required they keep a low profile. See, they were watching the darkness, studying it, learning what made it tick. They already knew enough not to fuck with the darkness. So if they were going to move against it, they needed to be totally confident in their knowledge. I have to give them credit. The Brotherhood knew what they were doing. They accurately predicted who the next host would be. Swapping children at birth, they raised the host as one of their own. Then, when he came of age, they chained him to a table and tortured him to death. This is the blinding sun. One of these was inserted into each of his eye sockets, gouging out each eye in the process. Each device was then slowly expanded until it shattered his forehead and cheekbones. This was the first of 12 tortures. The darkness didn't manifest itself until the 4th. That means it took 2 more of these unspeakable acts before the Brotherhood could be certain they had the right guy. That doubt didn't even slow them down. These are bad people, Jackie, and they have it in them to be a whole lot worse.
Well, Jesus fucking Christ.
I don't know if you've looked inside this box, but the ashes in here, yeah, definitely a dead guy. In fact, I think this dead guy used to be Cain. First son of Adam and Eve, formerly of Cain and Abel, that guy. Now, there are 2 theories about what happened to Cain. The first claims that he married his sister and built a house where they lived until the day it collapsed, killing him. And honestly, that's so fucking boring I almost believe it. The second theory, however, claims Cain wandered the world for 100 years. See, God had set him on a path of atonement. So, alone, armed with nothing but his murder stick, Cain fought to rid our world of darkness. And by all accounts, he was pretty good at it. Not that I'm surprised. I mean, this is the guy who invented murder, fratricide, and hate crime all in one go. Obviously, he had talent. But talent won't get you very far against the darkness. Cain had heard of a woman called the Sister of Light. We know her as the Angelus. Cain tracked her down, seeking an ally against the darkness. Thing is, the Angelus is one nasty bitch. Real stickler for the rules. 100 years couldn't remove the stench of Abel's blood, so when the Angelus got a whiff of Cain, she burned him on the spot. Seeing as how I'm holding a box of his ashes, I'm inclined to believe the second theory. Jackie, let me introduce you to Enoch, great-great-great-great-grandson of Adam, great-grandfather to Noah, and the only guy who knows how many angels can dance on the head of a pin. I'm sure he'd say hi, but as you can see, he's dead. Enoch's a special guy. If not for him, we'd only know a teeny-tiny little smidgen of what we do about heaven, hell, and all those weebly-wobbly bits in between. How'd he learn all this stuff? Well, if you read the Bible, it says that Enoch walked with God. What does that mean? Fuck if I know! I don't know, the Bible doesn't say, it just says, poof, no more Enoch. Next verse. This is why I don't read the Bible. I do, however, read the secret history. And it's there that we learn Enoch actually ascended to heaven, where he apparently took some night classes, because the next time we see him, he's back on Earth, busy being the world's foremost expert on all things occult and supernatural. Do you know how many other people have been invited to heaven just for a visit? 0! Seriously, they loved him up there. So much, in fact, that upon his death, a heavenly host descended from the clouds simply to inscribe his skull with the language of angels. That's the markings you see. No one has ever been able to decipher them. But when the skull is placed in absolute darkness, the markings emit a faint singing noise, which is kind of a cool thing.
All of the evangelists in the darkness have beaten each other's ass for centuries. It's fucking hilarious. why does my audio keep doing that sometimes? My fucking double mic. I don't know why it does that. But yeah, it's like, what the fuck? And then also, like, they've been fighting the gods forever, too. And then, like, this is just another person that was, like, created by them. Like, and, like, all their bullshit that they've done over the years fighting each other. In this universe, at least. It's wild.
I hope you're not in a good mood, because if you are, I promise this is gonna shit all over it. This is the Lantern of St. Anthony, possibly the most misidentified item ever created. I don't mean people look at this lamp and say, that is a very luminescent club sandwich. What I mean is, most people see this lantern as a symbol of hope, but really, it's a symbol of soul-crushing despair. Now, the outer casing is only 80 years old, but the light inside the lantern goes back, about 1,000 years. In her war against the darkness, the Angelus sought an ever-burning light. She gathered the souls of 100 children butchered by the darkness, and bound them within a glass sphere. This combined lightness of being produced a blindingly powerful light, but only when the dead children felt like it. Turns out kids are fickle little bitches. The Angelus abandoned the sphere, totally apathetic towards the children still trapped inside. The sphere remained lost for quite some time until it was discovered by St. Anthony, the patron saint of lost things. Go figure! Anthony fastened it onto a lantern, believing it to be a gift from God. He was convinced the light would guide a traveler home, but usually it just led them over a cliff or into a bog. So yeah, St. Anthony used this lantern to unknowingly kill hundreds of innocent travelers, all because the Angelus thought the imprisoned souls of murdered children would make a cool weapon. Yay!
You see, again, the evangelist and the freaking, like, it's like, why not just find a way to kill it or like destroy it, than creating something by like getting thousands of murdered children and then also not destroying it after and releasing their souls, but letting that get into, like, you could letting that get in, letting that be able to get into other people's hands. Like, that's just so stupid. And then somebody obviously would use it as, like, thinking, oh, because it's made by the evangelist, or like, oh, it's made by God or whatever. So then he gave it to people and let them use it as a guide lantern, like, you know, like we use our what's it called? What's a good example? Like our light towers, or like our God dang it, how can I not remember their names? Fucking literally, what are they called? Fuck, how am I so dumb? Fucking just brain fart central around here. Lighthouse is basically it's the same concept as a lighthouse. Like, basically, it lights your way back, basically. But instead of lighting their way back, it led them to their death. It's just like, it's like, you know, what are you doing? You're trying to save all these people, you say, but you're also getting so many people killed too in the process. Like, so there's only no telling how many people this thing killed after, like, it was made by the evangelist with the 1,000 souls that she had already got from the darkness killing. Like, it's like, who are you helping here?
Okay. Jeez. First off, holy shit. Second, do you know what these are? These are Af and Hema. That ring any bells? No? Okay. Well, then let me put it this way. There are 6 angels of death. You are currently holding 2 of them. Yeah. Okay. Their names are Af and Hema. Roughly, they translate to wrath and anger. It was on the 7th level of heaven that God bound Af and Hema with chains of fire and shadow, which was no small feat, mind you. These weren't your run-of-the-mill chubby cherubs. You know, the Af and Hema were roughly the size of a large volcano and packed 10 times the firepower, all right? Then again, God being God, you know, I guess it wasn't really a fair fight, but whatever. I'm getting off topic, okay? As the story goes, the Angelus asked God for a weapon to aid her war against the darkness. God was in a giving mood that day, so he reforged Af and Hema into the flames of creation, all right? Tempering them down into blades. These blades, these right here. Now, some say the angels are still alive within the blades, and I tend to agree. Try all you like, but you can't separate them. Try taking only one of them out of this room. It might slip out of your hand, or you might just drop dead of a stroke. Now, you never know, but they will not be parted. We're talking peanut butter and jelly. Ham and cheese level of commitment here, man. Somewhere, somehow, Af and Hema are still bound by the chains of fire and shadow.
The fuck? So they're like the dual-wielding blades of the fucking of the universe, basically. Because they've been since the dawn of time, or at least since the dawn of humans, because it's not the dawn of the universe, it's the dawn of mankind. But they're more like the blades of mankind. But they were created with angels? That's ridiculous. What the fuck? See, like, even God is messed up in this universe. Like, God made two of his angels into a weapon for the evangelist just to fight the darkness. Like, again, are you not thinking? Like, hello? You're literally, again, you're sacrificing your own people. And then in the other scenario with the lantern, they're sacrificing the people that are supposedly supposed to pray to you and worship you. Like, hello? Like,
Now this, oh yeah, this is the good stuff. The Abysmal Maw. Dark magic at its sexiest. Jeez, I'm getting hot just looking at it. The Abysmal Maw, or the Mawsome, as I like to call it, was carved directly from the gates of hell. Grip it in your right hand, then say the magic words, and the maw will unleash a blast of pure hellfire. Do you know what hellfire does? It destroys everything! And everything it destroys goes straight to hell. You could have killed Mother Teresa with this, and she even would have burned for eternity. The thing is, every time you use the maw, it burns away part of your soul as well. Most people only get 3 or 4 blasts before they wake up in hell. Theoretically, a darkness host could probably use it ad nauseum, since your soul is already kinda in hell. Unfortunately, the maw no longer works because someone misplaced the magic words. Records show the Brotherhood were the last users of the maw, sometime around World War II. That means it's their fault that the world is far less awesome than it used to be. It almost makes me want to cry! Maybe next time before you tear 5 or 10 of them apart, you could, I don't know, ask if they remember the words?
I mean, yeah, if I wasn't dead, buddy, it would have been great. But yeah, that would have been a crazy powerful weapon. So yeah, humans obviously created it. They created it, and then they realized that it would just kill themselves after using it and letting their mages use it or whatever. And then, but if it was created to kill the dark, but if the darkness got a hold of it, or a dark user got a hold of it, it would just destroy everything because it uses hellfire. But they are most likely trying to use the hellfire to destroy the darkness, but what they literally didn't realize is that hellfire is literally, like, going to just send the darkness back to the, like, place it came from. Like, again, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? What are you fucking doing?
The crescent of the sun, considered by many to be the greatest mystery and biggest letdown of the past millennium. If you don't count Rocky V. The crescent was wielded by the Angelus approximately 800 years ago for half an hour. She claimed it was forged from a single drop of the sun's flame, that it would bring about the final end of the darkness. What she forgot to mention, however, is how the crescent would do this, which is important because she never got a chance to use it. Carrying it into battle against the darkness, she was immediately disemboweled. A bit anticlimactic for sure, but it only gets worse. A few years later, the crescent was rediscovered by a holy warrior. Once again, the blade was wielded against the darkness. This time, it even managed to get a few good swings. But you know what? The blade passed through the darkness, like a knife through water. Later, after monks recovered the crescent from the warrior's corpse, it was tested against multiple targets. Turns out the blade passes through all matter. People, stone, trees, kittens, just whoosh, goes right through. No harm, no foul. Could be only the Angelus can wield the crescent, but if so, why has she never tried to reclaim it? Personally, I think the Angelus talked a big game, but was just as surprised as everyone else when the crescent turned out to be worthless. Which begs the question, where did the crescent come from? I got no idea, but I hope she kept the receipt.
I had no idea that she get the receipt. It's crazy. Though she could return it because it's basically a useless item. Fucking goddamn Johnny. Jesus Christ. But, literally like what I was about to say, this concept of a weapon that doesn't even do any damage when it was supposed to be able to be a great weapon to use against the darkness that the Evangelist created or whatever. It's like 2 swords that are the dull edges, and people are just going at each other with them, and they have no concept of fighting, like zero concept of any sword play or any martial arts to use a sword with it either, like at all. Like, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, if none of you have, like, if you're never ever doing any damage to each other, then why are you fighting? Like, what the fuck? Like, godly, bro. Shit is hilarious. What the fuck? Well, here we go to the next one.
Okay, Jackie, time for a quick history lesson. Buddhism was founded by Siddhartha Gautama. I don't even know if that's the right pronunciation, just go with it. Siddhartha led an extraordinary life, but for our purposes, his death is what's important. History says Siddhartha announced his imminent death at the age of 80. Immediately after making this announcement, he ate his last meal. It was an offering made by a blacksmith. Siddhartha then became ill and died. Obviously, there was more to it, but I'm not here to teach Religion 101. Those are the main points. Before dying, Siddhartha made sure his followers knew that the blacksmith had nothing to do with his death, because, from all accounts, Siddhartha was a pretty stand-up guy. Unfortunately, he was way off on this one. The blacksmith totally poisoned him. And that's not all. He also gave Siddhartha water from his pitcher. This pitcher. As you can guess, this is no normal pitcher. This pitcher works like a soul pump. Drinking out of it creates a mystical vacuum inside the jar. Stop drinking, and your soul is whooshed into the clay, where it remains until the magic is broken. The magic on this relic is unbelievably strong. It's held for over 2,000 years. And that's why this relic has earned the name Siddhartha's Tears, because Siddhartha is still trapped inside. Who'd do such a thing to such a nice guy like Siddhartha? I think you already know. The darkness is the enemy of peace and unity. Its wrath is not always violent, but it is cold and unyielding, just like Siddhartha's tears. Or the Red Sox.
You know, always with his puns at the end. I swear to God, Johnny is so funny. But that is so fucked up. This poor guy. Damn, that would suck. So, basically, this guy that was, like, you know, coming up with ways to kill the darkness and to fight the darkness, but he was also just a good guy. Like, that wanted order, but not like the evangelist, you know, way of order. And the darkness used this to trap him. And he's trapped in here. And freaking, there's already been 1,000 years, and he's still wait another 1,000 years till his soul will finally return to his body. But I don't know, like, would this regenerate your body? Like, when your soul returns, does your body regenerate? Or is your soul going to go back to your body? And are you just going to be like, you're just going to be returned to your emulsified corpse and you're just going to die immediately? Like, I don't know how that would work, but that's so sad. Because you basically just have to sit there in agony for 2,000 years. Kind of like if y'all have ever watched an anime called Dr. Stone. It's a really good anime. Well, I think a lot more people should watch it. Damn, what are my dogs barking at? Whatever. But Dr. Stone basically, they get trapped in stone for like I can't remember. I think it's 1,000 years. It might be longer than that. I need to rewatch it. It's been a while since I watched it, but he counts all the days that he's trapped in there. But imagine this. Imagine if you're not someone like that. That's like gonna count and gonna wait so they know when they can get free and they know when they can battle again to freaking like fight for the world. Because you know, like he's a badass. That's why I would recommend watching it. It's a really good anime. But like, imagine if you're someone that's like, you know, like you got a lot going on in your life, or you're just somebody that's crazy. Imagine being trapped for 2,000 years with yourself and your thoughts. Hell to the motherfucking no.
Ew. Oh, you feel that? This thing's hitting an 11 out of 10 on my creepy meter. Just being near it, it feels like I got worms under my skin. Worms that are creeped out as I am because they got worms under their skin. Am I painting a clear enough picture? You may look at this and see an iron mask. Just a common torture device used to humiliate someone. It didn't cause any physical pain. It was just a symbol. If a person was dirty, their mask looked like a pig. If they fucked around, it looked like a something that fucked around. I don't know, a rabbit. Okay, now if you look closely at this mask, you'll see it kind of looks like a demon. Makes sense since it was worn by a former DarkNess host. Maybe you heard of him? Vlad the Impaler, better known as Dracula. Not many people can claim they were the source material for a famous monster. In fact, I only know of two. This guy and Helen Keller. What you don't realize is that this mask isn't creepy because Vlad wore it. It's creepy because he wore it voluntarily. He wanted everyone to know exactly who was coming to impale them on a giant fucking spike. And just to add insult to an insanely painful mortal injury, do you know what he named his mask? The Mark of Cain. As if to say, that's right, bitches, I'm unkillable. This might be the most fashionable fuck you in the history of man.
That's pretty cool, but also pretty fucked up. But his analogy, fucking with the rabbit shit, that's hilarious. What the fuck? If you have a mask that looks like a rabbit, or if you want to like something to look like you fuck a rabbit, because rabbits have a hyper metabolism and they they reproduce like super fast and they go into heat really often. Like Bro, what the fuck? Bro, I love Johnny's reasoning behind some things, how he tries to joke about it, even though he knows that this shit is insane. Like, a lot of this shit is crazy. Especially this shit. This is really talking about, like, the vampire that, was created to destroy the world. I mean, that they literally tried to destroy the world. It wasn't created to destroy the world. I mean, it was just created by the darkness, or created. I don't know what he was. I don't know what he was created by in this. I know freaking in the movies he's more like kind of like created by like Satan or whatever. But I don't know in this what he's created by. Probably the darkness or whatever. Most likely, it seems like the darkness is like Satan in this or whatever. Or no, actually no, because it was just talking about that how demons existed. And when demons fought the angels, and then how the darkness helped out the demons. But even if the freaking evangelists not evangelists, even if the darkness had worked with the demons most likely would have won because of how much more powerful they would have been. So never mind, that wouldn't have worked out. But yeah, this guy like definitely was created by the darkness, had to be. But like, oh, this is crazy. It's like all these beings were also like created to fight the darkness, and the darkness also created all these beings to also fight the evangelists and also fight the light that was trying to destroy it. It's crazy. Even a vampire that freaking loved to execute and impale people and drink their blood was powered by the darkness. And this is one of the helmets, which is also one of the relics you collect. Like that. Crazy.
Oh, you'll appreciate this, being a former altar boy and all, I assume. And this is the head of Pope John the 12th. Well, the shrunken head. At least, I hope it's been shrunk. If not, then I imagine he had trouble wearing his pope hat. Anyways, turns out Lil John here was the only darkness host to ever become pope, which would explain why he's considered one of the worst popes of all time, though, ironically, not one of the worst hosts. You'd think the darkness would have used the papacy to run rampant, but honestly, John the 12th spent most of his time disemboweling his deacons and boning up on the ladies. Actually, never mind. Now that I think about it, he did summon a few not-so-minor lust demons into the Vatican, then turned it into a brothel. And by brothel, I mean charnel house, a.k.a. place where dead bodies are dug up and stored after their graves are more or less desecrated. So, yeah, Pope John XII was a huge dick, in more ways than one. Small side note, I have it on good authority that 3 of those demons are still around doing their thing. So, do yourself a favor and never take a naked tour of the Sistine Chapel. Not that they offer one, still, just don't.
Yeah, hell no. Even if there was a place like that still existing, I'm not going. Fuck that. Dude, fuck do you mean? And what the fuck? I don't even know. I don't want to. I feel like I should look it up, but I wonder if this guy was actually a bad pope, or I wonder if this is actually an actual real pope. Then that'd be funny if this game like actually based the universe off of like or whatever, him being a bad pope. Obviously, darkness isn't real. I mean, obviously people are evil and people are bad. Don't get me wrong, that's true. But there ain't no darkness in the world. But like maybe this game fucking like the devs were like, that motherfucker was a bad pope. They're like, let's put him in the game and make him one of the bad motherfuckers and make him one of the darkness users, and that explains why why he was so bad in our universe. That shit's funny as hell. But I don't know. I haven't looked at this. I haven't looked at this specific pope. I haven't really looked into many popes at all.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you about this particular relic, but you gotta promise me something. No matter what I tell you, you can't let this get weird. Okay? Okay. This is the reliquary of the Blessed Blood. It is said to contain a relic of untold worth, an object of unfathomable holiness, a preserved piece of flesh from the Messiah himself. Yes, that's right. We're talking about the foreskin of Jesus Christ. Except, here's the thing. There is someone's foreskin inside this reliquary. It just didn't belong to the holy member. It actually belonged to a guy named Miles from South Hamiltonshire. Don't ask how I know this. I just do. I'm an occultist, all right? Just forget about the foreskin. The foreskin is a distraction. There was nothing important about the foreskin, and we should both just forget it ever happened. Moving on. The container is what is so important here, okay? See, the darkness isn't the only power the Brotherhood wants to harness. They're just as interested in the Angelus. This reliquary was their first attempt to create a vessel that could hold the Angelus. It was a total failure. All it did was piss off the Angelus, and when she's pissed, she does like to burn things. Still, there's dark magic in here. Magic best hidden from certain people. And turning it into a impossibly ridiculous foreskin holder was a good way to do that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go scrub my memory with bleach and steel wool.
Yeah, I think I need to do the same, Johnny. I don't even blame you. What the fuck? Let's just not even speak about the foreskin. Let's just not even talk about it, okay? Like, bro, I don't even blame you, bro. Like, what the fuck? Are you serious? What? So you're telling me that they trapped somebody that, like, was able to use, like, light, like, or whatever, or, like light magic or blessings or whatever you call it, you know. And they took his foreskin, they put it in here. Because they were going to take the foreskin from the evangelist and put it in here? Or, like, a piece of the skin from her and put it in here to control her? What? 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 Yeah, y'all gone too far now, bro. Y'all gone too far. Alright, I've had too much darkness for today. After this shit, I'm glad we're done with this shit for a while. God damn! What the fuck? What kind of bullshit? And it's a woman too. Like, why would you do foreskin? That does not make any sense at all. She won't have foreskin. Like, she doesn't. You know what? I'm done questioning this. We're gonna move on. Yeah, exactly like Johnny said. We're gonna fucking move on.
You can't tell by looking at it, but this simple strip of iron is one of the worst torture devices ever devised. It's one of the 12 infamous purification rituals used by the Brotherhood the first time they ever tried to steal the darkness. The Brotherhood simply referred to it as the Fourth, but over time it earned the name the Silent Night. It's easy to see why. Long time ago, the Brotherhood stole a darkness host at birth. They then raised him as one of their own, only to torture and kill him in an attempt to force the darkness out. This strip was forced into that unfortunate host's mouth, keeping it open. It was then wrapped around his jaw, leaving a slit where his tongue was inserted. The gag was then slowly tightened. The first thing it did was slice off the host's tongue. But then the gag was tightened further, and it completely shattered and dislocated his jaw. You think that's horrible? Keep in mind, the host had yet to manifest the darkness. He didn't know what he was. The Brotherhood had raised him since birth to believe he was one of their own. Imagine, the only family you've ever known, subjecting you to the most painful, degrading acts they can imagine, and they don't even tell you why. I don't want to sound like I'm going soft, but it seems to me like that'd be the worst torture of all. Anyway, the darkness manifested right as the host's jaw snapped. They say it killed every person within a league of the Brotherhood's monastery that day. Then, the host vanished, never to be seen again. Oh, we don't even know his name.
What the fuck? The Silent Night. I like the name of it. I hope he fucking went and tortured like anybody else that got him into that situation. Honestly. But like, what the fuck? Hey, yo. Even getting revenge after that, like, I mean, honestly, good on the darkness for helping him, type shit. Like, appreciate you, gang. Like, what the fuck? But like, fucking like, god damn, that's fucked up. Just see the power of the darkness. And like, why would you do it before you see it manifest? Why would you not wait until it starts to manifest? Because hasn't it been proven with all these people over time that it can manifest at any time into their body? It doesn't matter what age they are. Like, they don't have to be super young. They're doing this to him when he's young. Like, I think they said, like, I don't know what they said. I think he said he was like, I don't want to say wrong because then people are going to yell at me. Whatever. They said it was young, you know. And if they're doing this to a young child, like, that is going to be so disturbing. And also, like Johnny was saying, they are basically your family that raised you, so it adds to the the multiplier of the factor even more, because it's like, these are the people that you think are your people that are protecting you, taking care of you, you know, like giving you everything or whatever, training you to grow up one day and like hold this power for them, and then they do this to you. Like, what? Put your tongue in that little gap in there, and then they basically take that fucking like that fucking thing, and basically it'll be wrapped around your neck, the back of your neck, and then they would tighten it, and then when they would tighten it, it would basically lock into your jaw and pull your tongue in more, and eventually it would lock in so much that it would literally snap your jaw down, and it would be like basically like, you know, your mouth would be opened up fully, and it would be in your mouth basically. That way you couldn't talk or you couldn't say anything. Like, poor guy, man. I really hope he enjoyed his revenge type shit. Like, that's some revenge you shouldn't enjoy type shit. Like, fuck those bastards. But yeah, let's get to the next ones. God damn, bro. Jesus, these are fucked.
Ooh, the Deceiver's Grasp. The third most infamous glove of all time, right behind the sparkly one and the one that didn't fit. And the Deceiver's Grasp was designed to be used in conjunction with the Abysmal Maw. If you don't know, the Maw was a mystical hand cannon that shot pure hellfire, but consumed the user's soul in the process. It only took a few thousand damage before someone got the idea to protect themselves from the Maw's side effects, and so the Deceiver's Grasp was forged as a sort of damnation contraceptive for your hand. Current theory holds that the Brotherhood created the glove, which would make sense, since it employs a rather nasty bit of transference magic. See, when laced with the blood of another living person, the glove allows you to wield the Maw without having your soul burnt away, whereas the poor sap whose blood you used will spend eternity cozied up beside the fires of hell. Come to think of it, a better name for this thing would have been the Asshole's Bait and Switch, or My Slimy Brother Ted. It doesn't sound as ominous, I admit, but it's just so damn accurate.
Well, it's like, it's your slimy brother Ted slept with your girlfriend. I get it, bro. Like, I know a lot of us have mean brothers. Thank God my brother is awesome. But yeah, no, I get it. There's a lot of families where brothers fucking will fuck fuck your girlfriend or whatever. But yeah, that's messed up. So basically, to use the thing, the lantern up here, this thing.
Now this, oh yeah, this
the
is
Maw,
the good stuff. The Abysmal Maw.
Basically, to use the Abysmal Maw, you would have to equip this glove, but it would also cause you
the
an
Deceiver's
insane amount of
Grasp.
pain, which
the
fuck
third
the
most
person that would
infamous
equip
glove
this
of all
thing.
time,
You
right behind
deserve the pain that you feel whenever you equip this thing.
The Deceiver's
Turn this
Grasp.
down a little bit.
The third most infamous glove
But
of all time.
not only that, but your friend or whoever or enemy or whatever. I guess if you're using your enemies, then that's actually pretty cool. But it's also gonna fucking hurt a lot. But that person's soul is getting sent to hell whenever you use the Abysmal Maw on them, and like you know, and then when you fucking punch somebody with it again, or you just pour their blood onto it again, freaking that next person that you use the Abysmal Maw on, freaking as soon as that blood burns off of the glove when you use it to burn that person goes to hell with the person that you're burning. And that's pretty fucked up. But it doesn't take the life away from your soul as like a human. So definitely was probably created by the Brotherhood, just like Johnny's talking about. He's still talking. Because freaking it makes sense, because that way they could use the blood of others to use it. That way they wouldn't get like their life carved off their lifespan by the Abysmal Maw and get sent to hell eventually by the flames of hell. Because eventually, even just using the flames of hell, even with the Abysmal Maw, having that protection with it, would still send you to hell eventually after 3 uses, like it was talking about. So this would allow you to use it, even as a human. Pretty fucked up though, still. Like, what the fuck? Who would do that? Like, even, I mean, if it's your enemies, then I get it. But if it's your friend or someone like, you know, like, or like your comrades, then you're fucked up.
Wow, okay, shit, where do I start? What you got here is the first. As you can guess by its name, this thing goes way back, like way back, to the beginning. You're a good Catholic boy, so I know you remember the story of Cain and Abel, how Abel was like, oh, God loves me, and Cain was like, jealousy, wham, and killed him. But this, that's right, you're the new proud owner of murder stick number 1, so Congrats, I guess. Now, the story goes that God was so pissed that he marked Cain, set him walking the earth forever, unable to die. But that's only half true. See, Cain brought murder into our world, back in when it was, still new and teeming with free-range evil. This made him a target for certain dark influences, if you catch my emphasis. Even if Cain was a brother-murdering jackass, God wasn't going to let the darkness run a train on him. So, he made Cain unkillable. As you know, the darkness deals in death. If Cain couldn't die, the darkness couldn't take him. Not a bad move on God's part. But God doesn't just hand out free prizes, especially for murdering your brother. So, he set Cain to a task, cleaning up all that leftover darkness from before creation. Unfortunately for Cain, unkillable did not mean immortal, but that's a different story altogether.
So basically, he gave him a form of immortality for a while to get his revenge, but then after that he realized that he was in servitude until he died of God. Kind of like Kratos whenever he was in servitude to Hades. Because, what's it called? Hades gave him the power to take revenge. I mean, not Hades, Ares. Because Ares gave him the power to take revenge on his enemies and gave him the power to, like, take revengeance. But it also cost him the fact that he lost his humanity, he lost his family, and he had to take servitude to a god until he died. But then he decided, hey, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you, you know. That's why Kratos is such a badass, so everybody loves him. Because he fought against the gods. We kill gods. Type shit.
You want to know how the Brotherhood got to be the fun-loving psychos they are today? It's all thanks to you. Well, thanks to the darkness. There was one time, only one time, that the Brotherhood succeeded in trapping the darkness, and it drove them insane. The darkness is not to be fucked with, and even when in prison, it is a force to be reckoned with. For decades, the Brotherhood watched over the siphon, the darkness stirring within it, perverting their minds. It wasn't long before the Brotherhood decided the only way to save the world was to destroy it. Gee, wonder who gave them that idea. There was one brother who stood firm against the taint. Now, not that kind of taint. Get your mind out of the gutter. Focus! His faith was so ironclad, the darkness couldn't touch him. When he learned what his fellow brothers planned to do, he knew there was only one option. He set the darkness free. Now, this didn't make the Angelus happy. No, she returned to the earth just so she could deliver the granddaddy of all smitings. That one faithful brother was reduced to ash just moments after he'd saved the world. The Angelus's rage burned so hot, it consumed the brother's soul entirely. He stopped the Brotherhood from destroying all creation, and in return, he became the first human to ever beat non-existence. In all of heaven and earth, the only thing left of him are these ashes. The ashes of the unnamed. Kinda lends credence to that saying, no good deed goes unpunished.
See, this is what I'm saying, what I was talking about earlier, is that, you know, they've been having this war with each other for so long, and even though that the evangelist has been trying to help and bring order, she's also been hurting a lot of others, and, you know, been bringing a lot of, you know, fucked up things to a lot of other people. And then the Brotherhood, trying to capture it that way they could use it for their own malicious intent, drove them insane too, and fucked them up to their own degree too. So it's like, for the evangelists to create it and then for them to grab it and use it, you know, it's like, you know, pick your poison. But also, you know, like, what are you doing giving people that are, like, you know, obviously stupid that much power? Because humans are very ignorant, and when we get power like that, we'll use it because we love power and shit, and fucking, you know, that's the whole reason why whenever people get power, they don't want to give it to anybody else, or they don't want to help anyone else get that kind of, like, power or money or whatever it is. Because, you know, people like having that for themselves, and they like to be stronger than somebody else. They like to be at the top of the food chain, as we call it, you know. That's why we even have a food chain. It's just there was never a food chain until we decided to make one, because we were like, you know, we have to be at the top of it, because, you know, you look at all the animals and you look at all the things on the food chart, but you don't see humans on there because you know that humans are at the top. You know, we will always be at the top because we can kill and, you know, eat and do whatever we want with anything, because, you know, you're just smarter and we can design more powerful weapons than anything else. Sure, there are creatures that are more powerful than us, but we can obviously design weapons to take them down. So, you know, it's like, you know, we'll always remain at the top of the food chain, which sucks. Because, like, you know, if there was something that could knock us down off a peg, you know, maybe it'd make humans a little bit more, what's it called? I don't know. It might make us a little bit more like less ignorant to power, I guess. Because then we would understand that there is a higher power than us, but we really don't think that there is. Even though we have like the concept of God or whatever, and like the dark or Satan or whatever. But it's like they don't like no one truly believes in that shit. That's why humans truly know that we still have so much power over everything, which is cooked. But it is what it is. Listen to this last relic, guys, and yeah, it'll be the end of this, and I'm gonna cut this episode here. Thank you guys so much for joining in. If y'all have joined in for all of this, and you've been here for all of it, I appreciate Stream for being here as long as y'all have too. I know y'all have been here for the longest if you've been here in Stream. Yeah, thanks so much. Or if you're just joining in, thank you for just joining in. I appreciate all you people. But yeah, let's fucking get to the last relic, and yeah, let Johnny explain this shit.
Holy shit, Jackie, this is big. This is really big. You know how the siphon of the Angelus was designed to hold the darkness? Well, this is the prism of the brothers, and it's meant to hold the Angelus. After the darkness escaped the siphon, the Brotherhood vanished for a long time. So long, in fact, it was believed that they disbanded. But no, the siphon of the Angelus had been lost to them. Without it, they couldn't make good on their plan to shroud the world in darkness. Instead, they decided to burn the world with light, so they built this. When the darkness and Angelus re-emerged during World War II, the Brotherhood was waiting for them. Don't ask me how, because I sure as hell got no idea, but the Brotherhood defeated the Angelus, trapping her inside the prison. Okay? Where, according to legend, she remains today. But here's the thing, Jackie. I'm looking at this prism right now, and I'm not picking up a thing. No holy essence, no dark magic, nothing. The Angelus is not inside the prism. In fact, it never even touched it. If I can be honest, this scares the living fuck out of me. The Angelus has not been seen on our world in 70 years. We thought it was because she was trapped in this, but she's not, Jackie. She's still out there. Where the fuck is she?
Well, buddy, we found her. Turns out, she was in my girlfriend, and that's why she was using her against me, because she knew that I would save her, because, obviously I'm in love with her, But yeah, kind of fell into that trap, that happened. but yeah, you win some, you lose some. Am I right or am I right, Johnny boy? But that's crazy. I didn't know that they actually had something to trap her. That means that would have been so cool if they actually had a third game, because then we could have used that relic. And I bet we could have found a way to use it or something in the third game, and we could have actually trapped her and saved Jenny, and actually freed Jenny from it, and then got Jenny back. That would have been dope. That would have actually been really cool. But like I said, first DarkNess just didn't get as much love as the second one did, because it just wasn't as well made as this one is. And and the first game is a really good game, though. Honestly, I think it's a fucking amazing game. I don't know why people don't like it as much, but, it is what it is. But I hope y'all enjoyed this on all the relics. It's been a good little episode here. This has been the last one on this game. Not unless y'all want me to come back and y'all want me to play as those other 4 people. I probably won't, because I just, I don't know. They're not really that enjoyable to play as or whatever. And they're pretty cool, but not, nothing special. Nothing like Jackie. Jackie's the main, he's the main man. He's the motherfucker that you want to play as, But, yeah. Again, I hope y'all have enjoyed this. If you're gonna, want to catch us live, like I said, I'm live every day on Kick. I will have it in the description. If you would like to, see some more of the relics, if you'd like to see the start of the relics when we listen to the first one, and then also, second one too, I'll have that at the end of this, that way you can watch that. I'll have the second one, I'll have the first one pinned up at the top in the right corner, and then you will see probably the second one, or actually no, I'll pin the second one at the top right, and then I'll probably put the what's it called, the first episode with the relics, with the first 2 relics. I'll pin that in the middle of the screen somewhere, and you'll be able to click on that, or it'll be beside the first episode. There'll probably be the first episode on the left, and then there'll probably be like the first episode on the left right here. You know, probably like my thing to subscribe, and it'll probably be like the thing to what's it called, watch the first episode with the Relics. It won't be the first episode, but it'll be the first episode where I'm listening to Relics. But yeah, thank you so much for joining in. If you've enjoyed this, you know, please, freaking leave me a like. You know, helps me out, helps me with the algorithm, helps spread this to other people. And yeah, leave us a comment. You know, tell us what you thought. Tell us what you want me to play next. You know, let me know what I was talking about, what I want to play next, and yeah, give me y'all's thoughts on that. And then also, like I said, what's the word? Give me a subscribe if you freaking want to see some more content, freaking too. Freaking, you know, same for the comments. You know, like I said about freaking what's it called, leaving comments. But that's all up to you. You know, you don't have to. I just hope that I made something enjoyable, and that y'all enjoyed this game as much as I did, and I enjoyed hanging out with y'all. Because I love this game a lot, and it's a very good game. Even like I said, you know, like it didn't get as much love as, you know, like I said, like, you know, like I said it should have, and like I wish it would have. But you know, it is what it is. You know, just, you know, happens to be how it is. But still, doesn't mean you can't love on it. Doesn't mean you can't play it. Doesn't mean we can't replay it. Doesn't mean I won't come back later, maybe do a speed run it. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining in, and I will see y'all in the next episode. Peace.